So Shedeur didn't have the best day, but it's probably tough when you don't have the right play calling. And this was said on the live call.
The wristband with the play called in there, and they made a change to one of the sheets and some tweaks, some changes with that wristband.
So they basically talked about they had a problem with the communication and they changed. They actively changed the wristband. They were having communication issues. So Kevin Stefanski has to answer to what was going on with the wristband and why were things just so off key the whole day.
Early on, was there something wrong with Sanders' wristband?
Yeah, there was a miscommunication early.
I think they mentioned that you guys had the wrong plays in the wristband on the first two drives. Is that accurate?
No. Yeah. There was something. I don't know if the wristband got something on it or whatever it was, but there was we got that fixed pretty quickly.
And what about the interceptions? Obviously, the second one was not Shedeur's fault, but the other two looked like he just kind of made some poor decisions there.
Yeah. I'd rather look at it, Mary Kay, to give you a more informed answer. We know that team is good at taking the ball away, particularly intercepting the ball. So we'll learn from those.
And what about the one that did get ripped out of Jerry Judy's hands? I mean, what can you say about that?
Yeah, obviously we're trying to make a play there. In that moment, trying to get on the board, their guy made a good play.
Jerry Judy, you in for a long week. And just so we all know what he's talking about, this is what that looked like, by the way. I mean, he puts the ball, into Jerry Judy's chest on this back shoulder, and Jerry Judy ends up giving the ball to a defender. That's just nasty.
And I know you have told us that Shedeur is the starter for the last 4 games this season. That still holds?
Yes.
Kevin, can you quantify just how difficult the cold made it to operate at times in this game?
Yeah, I think it was the same for both teams. I think we knew what it was going into it. We deal with those elements. Crowd noise is the advantage that the home team has in a game like this.
Can you explain just every week, we're asking about special teams, issues. Just why aren't those things getting corrected? It feels like
obviously we expect our guys to be able to go out there and perform in some of these situations, and we need to look at it and figure out ways to get guys on the ground and not have the ball coming out. That's obviously when you're playing in a game like this, you're playing a field position game, and we didn't put ourselves in a great spot early.
Kevin, the run game obviously was tough sledding out there, but it seemed like maybe early.
By the way, Shedeur Sanders for the second week in a row was the leading rusher for the Browns.
It was different. You guys seem to be, going leading more to the pass. Was the game plan to kind of come out throwing a little bit more, or is it kind of game situation?
Yeah, I'd say game flow, game situation, those type of things. But we have to get we all of us have to do a better job to get that run game going.
Overall, how would you assess the pass protection? Because it looked like they were kind of throwing some pressures, and they were small block pressures. But how would you kind of assess the play?
Yeah, again, hard to give you a good answer right this minute, but until I look at it. But they have a good pressure package. When you get in those pass downs, they do a good job with a lot of their looks, whether they bring guys or drop them, like you mentioned. So felt good about our plan. Obviously, we'll look at it.
Communication between Luke and Shedeur, did it hold up was it up to par?
Yeah, I don't think communication was an issue with Luke and Shedeur. They seem to be on the same page.
So that's good. Let's go ahead and see what Shedeur felt about the situation and hear some of his opinions there.
You played a bunch of cold games. Like, what was it like playing in those conditions? Like, what were the difficulties, and what did you feel like? How did you feel like you did in those conditions?
Yeah, the conditions not really a big factor because thankfully to our staff we got everything to keep us warm, so everything was smooth.
Isaiah Bond made a couple of nice plays. What did you think his performance here? Are you gaining sort of confidence?
Yeah. We just got to use Isaiah more, for his skill set, for what he's great at, and just keep evolving him overall as a player. And I'm thankful to have him. Thankful to be able to spend time with him.
Where would you? I mean, you've asked similar questions like this throughout your career, but how would you evaluate kind of where you are right now? You know, as an NFL quarterback compared to the beginning of the season, where do you feel like your progress has been, and where do you feel like you still want to go?
I think in every situation, it's always going to be things that you want to work on, things that you want to get better. You know, so I think that's where I'm headed. You know, I'm in the learning and understanding phase. You know, of this game and how things are.
Shedeur, you knew this was a tough defense in terms of takeaways coming in.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they did to create the pressure and get to the 3 interceptions?
They just had a great defensive scheme, and I enjoyed playing against them. I enjoyed playing in that because, you know, it was definitely a little challenge, so I look forward to learning from that and look forward to understanding exactly, you know, how things was on film and just be able to learn from it.
Pass to Judy was right on the money, and it ends up being intercepted. How disappointing and frustrating was that?
Nah, it's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna happen. So, like, it is what it is. I'm not one to, you know, ever kick somebody down when you're down. You know, like he understands that's a big play, and I'm sure he's hard on himself. So it's no need for me to be extra and do that.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to Shedeur. Obviously, we know Jerry Jeudy pulled him aside and was yelling and screaming and hooting and hollering at him and all this other stuff. But it seems like Shedeur, when faced with that same issue with that interception that basically Jerry Jeudy handed it off to the defender, you know, Shedeur keeps it classy and keeps it, you know, above board.
What on TV they mentioned that something happened with your wristband after the first 2 drives.
Oh no, the card just fell out. Yeah, it just fell out on the sideline. Yeah, that was it.
I just, you know, I want to say this because a lot of people who don't like Shedeur Sanders, they're going to have a field day this week. They're going to say a lot of nasty things. I want to make sure y'all hear the things that he's saying, though, right? This is after a defeat, 3 interceptions, XYZ. And he continues to be like, hey, I'm not taking any excuses. Shedeur never makes any excuses. Just because, you know, his fans see things in a certain way doesn't mean that you can, you know, castrate and make him feel like he's somebody that he's not. This was a tough situation to be put in. And the fact that he continues to answer the questions like a professional, it's just great to hear.
It's your 4th start, but to have the ups and downs of having 4 touchdowns last week and 3 picks, how
yeah.
You handle that and kind of process and move on?
Well, yeah, I'm the same person, you know, regardless. So I still got the same belief, you know, in myself, and I definitely, you know, like it is every week. You know, you gotta get out there, learn from it, play better, and that's it.
Shedeur, the first half didn't go your way, but you guys were in it. Just kind of what was the mindset going into the second half of trying to, you know, get some consistency and some.
Yeah, really. Going into the second half, it was really like get things going, you know, and get rolling on offense.
Shedeur, you were able to connect on a couple of those long balls to Isaiah. Just how much are you sort of, you know, you talk about time on task, and how much are you sort of starting to find that connection with him, and how much can you sort of, that be something to build off of?
No, every rep, everything is something to build off of. It's something that you have to continue to work at and learn and be able to understand. With each game, understand the different speeds, you know, talk to them about we got to play a little faster right here, you know. So it's just a lot of different variables you have to go into each game with, you know, so you got to learn from them.
Great insight from Shedeur. Interesting comments from Kevin Stefanski. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the situation. Obviously, this is not Shedeur's best day at the office, gotta be honest with you. So, you know, great to see where he takes this to the next step. Want to see him continue to improve. But, hey, rough day at the office. But, hey, it's about how you get back up. We'll see it, we'll believe it, and we'll go from there.